Whipple Family Misadventures Book 11 Between the Light and the Darkness ch 10. Wade had exactly one idea for where to start looking for his missing hedgehog. Beyond that, he had no clue where to start. All he could do was hope this would go smoothly. He wasn't sure how many more curveballs he could take being thrown at him today. Opening the door to the police station, he stepped inside.
Has anyone seen Silver?
Caitlin was on the phone, but her eyes widened when she saw him and pointed toward the back.
Tom?
Wade called. A second later, Tom all but came running out of his office.
Wade, where on earth have you been?
Nowhere on earth.
Shadow answered for him, heading for Wade's desk and boosting himself up so he could sit on the chair.
It's a long story. Do you know where Silver is? He's not at my house, and he took my keys, my wallet, and my phone with him, and if I don't...
He's at the clinic with Maddie, and your stuff is in the drawer of your desk, behind you.
Whirling around, Wade took a few steps and moved the chair and Shadow out of the way to open the desk, sighing in relief.
Oh, thank goodness.
He said, taking all three out.
Okay, come on, Shadow, we need to...
I can text Maddie and ask her to send him here, because we gotta talk.
Tom said, taking his phone out and quickly typing a message. Wade blinked at him.
Dewey. Also, did Silver go over to your house on his own yesterday?
No. I went to your place when you didn't show up to work and found him there alone, and he started to get really upset, so I brought him back with me. He was here at the station until I went home yesterday, and then he went with Maddie this morning over to the clinic. I wasn't going to leave a crying 11-year-old to sit alone in an empty house while you were MIA.
Thank you.
He muttered. Now that the adrenaline of trying to find his other son was starting to wear off, it just left him feeling exhausted.
Guess what? I saved Dad's life.
Shadow said from where he was sitting and had picked up a pen off Wade's desk. Tom blinked, looking taken aback.
Really?
I'll tell you about it later.
The expression on Tom's face said he absolutely wanted to hear more. But he didn't get the chance to ask as they both heard the door banging open and Silver literally came flying in.
Dad!
Hey, buddy, you okay?
Wade said, stumbling backwards as the gray hedgehog slammed directly into his chest, and then wrapped both arms around him. If Silver had been bigger or heavier, he might have knocked him off his feet. Silver looked at him with big teary eyes.
Where did you go? I thought you left forever.
No, I would never do that to you. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to leave you alone. I just had something going on with your brother.
Why didn't you tell me before you left?
Wade sighed. Poor kid, he didn't deserve to go through what must have been his worst nightmare, because some horrible alien wanted to hurt them.
I didn't get the chance to, and I'm sorry for that. I promise that I'll never willingly leave. Even if I was on the other side of the galaxy, I wouldn't stop trying to get back here.
Silver sniffled into his shoulder.
I missed you.
I missed you too. I was really worried when you weren't at home. Did you have a good time with Tom and Maddie?
I guess Eric let me play his video game yesterday while Tom was busy.
Behind them, the front door swung open.
Oh, you're back. We were getting worried.
Wade set Silver down as he turned around to see Eric Hunt. The new guy strolled in, holding a box of donuts in his hands. He glanced down toward the boys.
You guys want a donut?
Both of them went from cautious and skittish at seeing him to surprised and delighted by those words.
Yeah,
Silver said, reaching for it. Wade almost said no, and then remembered the horrible last few days both of them endured and decided they both deserved a treat.
Just one each.
He said, before either of them could snatch multiples. Noticing Tom, who was trying to get his attention, he nodded.
I'll be right back.
As soon as he was in Tom's office, Tom shut the door.
So where did you go?
Wade raised an eyebrow.
Why do you want to know so bad?
Because I had to file a missing persons report for you when you didn't show up to work yesterday.
Why?
Because when you work for the state and you don't come to work, the state of Montana wants to know why. I kinda had to. Plus also, what if I had done something like said you called in sick and then turned out you were really missing or worse? So I'm asking because I want to know what actually happened and then what you're going to tell people what happened.
Wade blinked.
Wait, what?
Well, I'm pretty sure it has to do with the fact you have 2 alien kids, but the rest of the state doesn't know that.
Wade stared at Tom's desk for a moment.
Right. So Shadow isn't full hedgehog, he's got some other alien genes in there as well. And some of those relatives came looking for him.
Friendly relatives?
Tom asked, a hopeful note in his voice. Wade gave a small shake of his head.
No, unfortunately. and they didn't have a lot of nice things to say about me having him. And they also were without a doubt the worst people I have ever met, and then we managed to get away and get back here.
Tom grimaced for a moment.
So when Shadow said nowhere on Earth, he wasn't kidding. Well, at least you're both back here safely and alright?
Alright is a relative term.
I'll be better once I've taken a shower and slept. Right now I'm so tired and stressed out. I somehow came full circle and am back to calm, but I have no idea how.
Tom clapped his hands together.
Okay, so the unofficial and actually true story is aliens, but the one we're going to tell everyone is, you got lost in the woods?
Wade shrugged.
Sure, someone who's native to this area and lived here most of my life and spent a great deal of time in those woods would be prone to getting lost.
Scowling, Tom fixed him with a look.
I'm open to other suggestions.
Immediately, Wade felt horrible, especially since he was just trying to help him.
I'm sorry. That's fine. Thank you and thanks for watching, Silver. I very much appreciate it. I hope he wasn't any trouble.
He was fine. Maddie said that he was more than happy to go to the clinic with her, and spent most of the morning cuddling that rabbit that he likes so much. Oh, and by the way, he overheard how we're going to get Sonic a phone soon and personally asked that I convince you to let them get one too. So be ready for that.
Wade blew out a long sigh, as that was the last thing he needed.
You're getting Sonic a smartphone?
Of course not. Have you seen how active that kid is? He'd smash it in less than an hour. But Maddie wants to be able to keep in better contact with him. So we're getting something simple for his birthday. And durable.
That gave Wade an idea.
I'll keep it in mind.
When he came out of Tom's office, he saw something that he had never seen before. Eric was sitting at his desk and both boys were clustered close to him, looking at something he was showing them.
Dad, look!
Silver cried out when he spotted him.
Look what Eric gave us.
Wade looked at the handful of cards that were held up toward him.
Oh, Pokemon cards. Very cool, dude.
Shadow was holding a handful of his own.
I've never seen animals like these before.
That made Wade smile. Eric was also grinning, and it made Wade wonder if the other man had decided the way to get his sons to stop snarling at him was bribery, but he had to admit it was effective.
You guys ready to go home?
Silver tugged on his hand until he looked down.
I can't go home yet. I left my plush and toothbrush at Sonic's.
Do you want to run over there by yourself to get them?
Shadow's eyes widened.
I want to go see Sonic.
Seeing as Wade was pretty sure there was very little food back home, and he still needed to go grocery shopping, he saw an opportunity.
If Tom's okay with it, you two want to run back over there for like an hour and then go back home.
Tom waved his hand in a clear motion that said he didn't mind.
Alright.
Wade glanced at his phone and then turned the screen so both of them could see it.
It's 4:30 now. You both need to be home by 6. And that means in the door by 6, not 10 or 15 minutes later.
Shadow frowned.
How are we going to know what time it is if we don't have a phone to tell us?
Wade was mildly amused by that tactic.
Tom and Maddie have other clocks at their house that show the time.
A look of deep concern came over Silver's face.
You're going home, right?
I'm going grocery shopping and then I'm going home, buddy. I promise that I'm tired enough that the grocery store is the only place I'll go.
Wade said, reaching down to ruffle Silver's ears.
I promise. Go get your stuff and I'll see you guys in a little bit, okay?
He waited until both boys had left the building before turning toward Eric.
So, are you bribing my kids into liking you?
Eric smiled back innocently.
Is it working?
Actually, yeah, looks like it is.
Wade said, reaching over to push his chair back up against his desk.
So, what happened yesterday? Where did you go?
Sneaking the smallest glance toward Tom's office, remembering what he had said, Wade swallowed and then tried to put a more confident look back onto his face.
Made the executive decision to chase after my kid when he went running into the woods. And it didn't end well.
Shadow peered around the doorframe of his dad's bedroom later that night. For the most part, he stayed out of that room, respecting his dad's space. It had been a very lazy evening ever since he and his brother had come home. They had a quick dinner and then just watched a movie before they had been sent to bed. But he couldn't sleep, his thoughts were all over the place. His dad was sitting up in bed, even though his light was turned off, doing something on his phone. Silver was stretched out next to him, clutching that huge toy of his, most likely already asleep. Silver never worried about whether it was bothering their dad to get out of bed and come into his room. But there were a lot of things Silver could do that Shadow couldn't. Like trusting people so quickly, accepting or asking for hugs or affection without a second thought, He would toss blueberries into the air and try to catch them in his mouth, unworried if they bounced off his muzzle instead. He could act silly, dance and skip in public without a care in the world, cry or scream in frustration if he needed to, so unbothered by what others thought. Shadow wished he could do even a small fraction of those things, but most of them made him feel too awkward, too strange. He stood in the doorway and silently stared at Wade as hard as he could, waiting to be noticed and invited over. His dad finally glanced up.
Hey buddy, you alright?
Shadow nodded, slowly coming forward, creeping toward the edge of the bed.
You want to come up here with us?
As soon as he nodded again, his dad leaned over and picked him up, gently setting him down next to him.
You're allowed to come in here if you need something, it's okay.
The darker hedgehog wasn't sure about that, so instead busied himself carving out a small fraction of the bed, curling up against his dad. For several minutes he just lay there, listening to the sound of Silver breathing quietly and thinking about the past few days.
Do you think my powers are bad?
His dad slowly lowered his phone.
No.
Shadow didn't like how fast he had answered, as his dad barely knew what he could do. He hadn't seen what Eclipse or Black Doom had been able to do, and it deeply worried him.
Are you sure?
Yeah? Is my car evil?
No. Exactly. Your powers are a tool just like a screwdriver or anything else that can be used for a purpose. It's not good or bad, it's just a thing that is. It's how you decide to use it that counts. Does that make sense?
Frowning, Shadow thought about it for a moment.
I guess. I just don't want to be like them.
His dad ruffled his ears.
Then don't be, you get to decide what kind of person you want to be. And you can decide to be nothing like them.
He peered at him, trying to figure something out.
You sure you're okay?
I don't know.
Shadow admitted. While learning about the Black Arms had been one part of the puzzle, it also had introduced a lot of other thoughts into his mind, and not all of them were good.
I'm glad I found out about them. It was really upsetting not knowing. But also they're so awful.
He shook his head slightly and then glanced at Silver, who was drooling onto his toy.
Do you think if I tell him or Sonic about it, they'll be upset?
His dad shrugged.
You don't have to tell anyone if you don't want to. But even if you do, I don't think they will be. You're still a hedgehog, you are nothing like those horrid aliens.
That was mildly comforting. Shadow rolled over onto his back and stared up at the ceiling.
I still wish I could talk to the professor and ask him questions. Eclipse, the one who said he's my brother, told me his dad made a deal with the professor for his DNA to help because his experiments were not working. And that there were 3 others who died. I still want to know why he wanted to create me in the first place.
There was a brief pause.
Actually, based on what you've said and just general knowledge, I don't think he did, at least not fully.
Shadow sat up.
What?
This is just a theory, because obviously only one person actually knew and he's not around to tell us anymore, so. But we know there's another planet out there that has hedgehogs that look exactly like you, right? And that guy donated his DNA and you have powers similar to him, right?
Chaos powers.
Right. Chaos powers. I don't think he created you in a lab. I think he found a way to get to that other planet and obtain some baby hedgehogs, brought them back and then started his experiments. And one of them was you.
But that doesn't make sense.
His dad only shrugged.
Shadow, you have a body and functioning organs and important systems like a digestive system and nervous system. I don't care how good of a scientist he was, I don't think he could have just made that in a lab. Plus, we know there's a planet full of hedgehogs out there and travel between them is possible.
Stunned, Shadow thought about that for several moments. He had never even considered it, always believing that he had fully come from a lab in space. Finding out how that might not even be true was mind-blowing.
You really think so?
I'm like 98% sure because it makes sense.
His dad yawned.
I'm also very sure that I'm about ready to pass out from exhaustion if I don't get some sleep. Do you want to stay here or go back to your bed?
The dark hedgehog looked up at him.
Is it okay if I stay?
Sure, sweetheart.
His dad put his arm around him and then settled down against his pillow. Shadow still wasn't sure if he'd ever be able to sleep, especially with this new possible insight about where he could have come from. It had been bothering him for so long, not having any connection to that other planet that Silver and Sonic had come from, but maybe he did. Rolling over, Shadow rested his head against his dad.
Hey, Dad. Thanks, I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
Smiling, Shadow closed his eyes and thought about what he needed to do the next day. The Chaos Emerald he had stolen was currently hidden in the closet of their bedroom, and probably couldn't stay there. He would need to do something about that. He had meant to mention it to Wade but had forgotten in the mess of his other thoughts. Tomorrow he would find a new place for it.